Yeah, and I thought, oh God, who's this oik I've got landed with?
Yes. And no experience in the last 35 years has changed that initial opinion.
Would you marry me?
Yes. That wasn't yes to will you marry me. That was yes, I don't
Oh
know.
no. I'm Ian Hislop.
And I'm Paul Merton, and this is Two's Company with Radio Times. Spearmint Rhino. One of us was the act. Sorry, one of us was the act, and the other one was the punter. Right, real answer. It was a TV show called Etc., which was being made in the TVS region, as it then was. Might be Meridian now, an ITV region based in Southampton. I was part of a cast of people who were doing a live sketch show based on the week's news, and Ian came in as doing a sort of a serious interview piece, I think it was.
Yeah, I came and did a rant.
Yes.
I don't think it was billed as that, and then somebody. I mean, I think there was a viewership of about 2.
Yes.
But one of them was a producer. It was Jimmy Marvel, wasn't it? And he thought those two don't look very similar to each other. Why don't we put them on a new show called Chalk and Cheese?
Yes.
And
that
then they
working
changed the
title,
name.
Yeah. Then it became Cheese and Crackers.
Yeah.
I felt that was sort of like,
No, disrespectful.
Yeah, the mental health community. So then after that, we started doing this show.
I don't do impressions.
No, he doesn't do impressions. I don't know. I mean, during the TVS program, you're busy sort of like getting changed into another sketch. It was all live and stuff. So I suppose a pompous public school twit.
Yeah, and I thought, oh God, who's this oik I've got landed with?
Yes, and no experience in the last 35 years has changed that initial opinion.
I was about to ask, how's that impression changed over time?
No.
Yes, I mean, I've mellowed a great deal.
Yes,
and
you
I've
have,
seen qualities in Paul that a lot of other people don't see. Largely because they're not there. But,
Yeah.
I maintain this fiction.
No.
And we never did, which is which is good.
We haven't remotely clicked. In fact, a little, I shouldn't really give away the secrets, but actually, when you see it on Have a Good News View, we're in separate studios. They put the picture together in the edit suite. I'm usually in Southport, and Ian is at Park Lane. So then they put the two things together in the end, but we're not. That's why you never see us sitting next to each other.
I mean, it's like the Today programme. I mean, there's certain hosts, they don't work together. So think of us as Emma and Nick.
Yes. Yeah. Do they not get on?
No.
Oh dear.
Big story.
Tenuous.
Platonic.
How's it changed over time?
It used
Yeah,
to
but the other way
It used to be the other way round. It used to be platonic. Now it's the other way round essentially. Yeah.
I don't think I
He
can
doesn't
answer
know.
that.
He doesn't know. He has got no idea. He doesn't know. He doesn't listen to anything I say.
No, that is true.
Yeah, and vice versa. I'm sure this is not what the Radio Times want, but this is what you're getting.
No, look, it's celebratory.
Celebratory, yes.
I mean, all qualities. What was the question?
Yeah.
What qualities does Paul bring? Have I got news for you?
No, I still can't answer.
No, he still doesn't know. Punctuality. High up on the list, I think.
Nice shirts.
Shirts, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, do you watch the show? I don't watch it. No, I don't think you'd answer that. I have no idea.
I'd have to say there have just been so many. It's a constant flow.
Yeah.
I mean, spoilt for choice.
Yeah,
Infinite variety.
Constant flow.
Is that enough?
Yeah. Constant flow, the sort of thing we associate with Thames Water. Because the show is essentially improvised, apart from the twit in the middle who's reading the auto cue, you don't really remember any of it because you're sort of making it up as you go along, and so therefore, by the end of the recording, you've got no idea what you've said. And as I say, watching the show would be purgatory. So I have no idea, can't really answer that one. Next week's.
That's a really elastic view of time.
It is,
isn't it?
yeah. I did it for A-level. Time.
No, you didn't.
I did a lot of time when I was younger. That silence tells you everything. It seemed like a good idea at the time, didn't it?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I was surprised when
That time I turned up sober. Do you remember?
that was awful.
Wasn't it just?
Terrible show.
You'll never do
though.
that again.
No. No, definitely not do that one.
No surprises.
No, very few surprises.
Paul, have you ever been surprised by Ian over the years?
The fact he's got the sheer nerve to turn up every week surprises me on a constant basis. Other than that, no. Education is overrated.
Underrated.
As being on Friday night at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I'd like them to think there were two of them and they had a great time. And who were they?
Yeah. You can't fake that sort of bonhomie.
You can't.
No. There's no point in trying. Money.
So I'm just laughing at the money. That's ahead of time.
Yes.
What makes it work? Mutual respect of the type you've seen a lot of in this interview. A desire to take each other seriously and to treat the work seriously, as though it wasn't just turning up on a Friday and being asked questions about the news. I think if either of us just thought that...
Well, you see, also that's where Ian's wrong. He turns up on a Friday, but we record on a Thursday. So.
Oh, I knew I was doing something wrong.
Yes, that's why you're never in it. You're never in the edit. I have to put him in live.
God, I was never there.
No, from a basement in Soho.
30 years.
30 years. It's 35 actually.
Is it 35?
Yeah.
Ah, that's mad.
Wrong day, too many years, too many... It doesn't matter. Don't think I can get into that. It was in a car park in Swindon.
Rhino.
Spearmint Rhino, yeah. Spearmint. There was a car park in Swindon, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah. I was looking for the remains of Richard IV.
Ian, what was Paul doing the last time you saw him on set?
Leaving.
Yeah.
Shostakovich,
Yes.
mostly.
Shostakovich, yeah. His early symphonies.
Yeah.
Sometimes the philosophical musings of Schopenhauer.
Yes,
It's
we're
the,
very keen on that.
Yeah, he's a philosopher that he teaches you how to speak in a Newcastle accent. Schopenhauer.
Bitter.
Bitter, yeah.
I was going to say stout, but it's not true
Not true anymore. Not true anymore.
Paul, if Ian was a drink, what would you be?
Sure.
No, it occurred to me, but I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. A sort of a cocktail, perhaps. A sort of screw up against the wall. Is that one?
I think that's one.
I think so. Yeah.
Would you marry me?
Yes. That wasn't yes to will you marry me. That was yes. I don't
Oh,
know.
no.
We've done it now. It's on tape or film or disc or whatever this thing's been filmed on. The Garrotype.
No, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for years.
Have you?
To ask, yeah.
I would ask Ian how does he manage to get out of bed in the morning, but then once we get married, I'd know the answer to that, so it'd become redundant. Life's better together because, well, it just is.
Life's better together because they haven't offered us it singly.
Yeah. What's that you've got there, Ian?
It's a teapot, Vicar.
Oh, it is just the Radio Times summer number on it. I remember when the Radio Times was a magazine and didn't come as a tea cosy. Shall I lift it off?
Lift it up.
Off. And of course, there's a teapot underneath, and inside the teapot, it's a lucky dip. Let's have a look.
It's readers' questions.
Readers' questions, okay. There's a baby crying in Chalet 14. Oh no. If you could choose a permanent host, who would it be? Don't know. Next one. I'll let you answer this one, Ian.
Yeah.
Who do you think was the funniest non-comedian panellist? That should be non-comic panellist, but never mind. Who do you think was the funniest non-comedian panellist?
William Shatner.
Yeah, he was very good actually. William Shatner. He had no idea. He was in the middle. He was reading the York. He had no idea who the Liberal Democrats were, but or Nick Clegg, I think, was the man he struggled with. But he delivered it very well. He was very good. All right, that's very good. And there's another one which simply says, "Would the owner of car XL470 please move it away from the natal clinic entrance as we can't get the babies in and out." Which host or panellist changed your view of them after you met them, good or bad? Which host or panellist changed your view of them after you met them, good or bad? I mean, I don't remember ever sort of thinking I didn't like you, but you turned out all right. I remember sometimes thinking I thought I did like you, but you turned out to be a bit of an idiot.
And I remember thinking I didn't like you, and I still don't.
Yeah.
Quite often.
Yeah, okay.
Actually.
Let's see. And Plymouth Argyle will play West Bromwich Albion. Who's been your favourite presenter? Well,
yourself.
Bruce Forsyth.
Oh, right, Bruce Forsyth, yes.
For me, it's Bruce Forsyth. For Ian, it wouldn't be. But Bruce Forsyth, definitely. That was a dream come true for me. That's how the programme should be, but nobody listens.
Have Ian and Jimmy Somerville ever been in the same room together? No, though I do greatly enjoy appearing with the Reverend Richard Coles, because then we can recreate, is it Bronski Beat?
Yes, sir.
Together in a sort of non-singing way.
You see how Ian struggles with popular culture? If it had been Milton, you'd have been well away.
Yeah, no, I've never been in the room with him, though lovely daughter.
Yes.
What's the best joke you weren't allowed to tell on the show?
Well, if we said that, we wouldn't be allowed to say it on this, for legal reasons.
Yeah, I mean, unless your lawyers are less responsible than ours, or Radio Times has more money.
Oh yes, that's a good point.
Could be either.
Yeah, they've been printing since the 1920s. It must be worth a few bob.
Fortune right now.
Yeah. They saw off the threat of the TV Times a long time ago, I reckon.
Yeah. What was that?
ITV, my love.
Oh,
it's a
for
commercial
sake.
television channel. Popular with the working classes.
What's the most memorable reaction you've had from a Have I Got News for You studio audience? I remember when they all left.
Yes, that was good.
That was good.
That was good. I'm trying to
Complete
think.
silence during COVID.
Yes, we
That
had
was great.
There was a time when we were doing it in an empty studio, and because of COVID, people were sort of zoomed in on, listening into it. But there was a delay of about 3 or 4 seconds on the laughter. So you'd say something you thought was funny, nothing. So you start to talk again, then the laughter happened 3 or 4 seconds later. So we had to just drop put the laughter in later on when the programme was edited, because you couldn't work like that. Were the Tom Baker and Brian Blessed hosting episodes as funny to film as they were to watch? 85% difference in what you saw and what it was. And
I mean, Brian Blessed is the only presenter who I thought, what are you on?
Yes.
Then I realised he's not on anything.
no, not anymore.
He doesn't need anything.
No, but on that occasion he was on BBC One.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
And this has ruined the taste of the tea, by the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that was as insightful as you hoped.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Radio Times and other magazines are available.
Yes, one in particular, but feel free, you don't have to.
The Beano.